Hello traders, and welcome to StockGoodies Chart School. Mass Index was developed by Donald Dorsey, and it uses the high-low range to identify trend reversals based on range expansions. It's a volatility indicator that does not have a directional bias. It creates range bulges that can foreshadow a reversal of the current trend. Once the reversal bulge has completed forming, chartists should use other forms of technical analysis to determine the direction of the next move. So let's go ahead and load up Mass Index on this chart for the NASDAQ Composite. One reason you would like to know if the index is about to do a reversal is because many of the stocks listed on that index follow its movements, and they will also be doing reversals. So let's scroll down to the chart attributes area here at stockcharts.com, and in the indicators area, click on that box, click on Mass Index. The standard parameter is 25, and this is one that you can adjust either faster or slower depending upon your trading style. Now I'm going to add a horizontal line here at 26.5 because that is where the signal is finished forming. That's where it actually gives the signal. Okay, we also need a momentum oscillator, or something that will tell us the trend or give us buy or sell signals. Personally, I like the CCI, the Commodity Channel Index, but in this case I'll just load up the PPO because it looks very much like the MACD, but it gives better buy and sell signals. And the standard setting there is 1226,9. 9 is the signal line. Okay, let's go ahead and click Update, and here is the Mass Index. Okay, it generally ranges in the area of the low to mid 20s, and the signals are given when it crosses up through the 26.5 line into the 27 area and then crosses back down through 26.5. That's when the signal is complete. Okay, so that happened 3 times here. Now, you really can't see it here, but it was above, it was almost at 27 at this point on the chart and then crossed down through it. At that particular time, PPO was giving a buy signal, and as soon as Mass Index crossed back down through 26.5, the buy signal where PPO crossed up through the signal line and the histogram came out of negative territory above 0 and became positive. So this particular signal on Mass Index was a buy signal, and the stock did go up a little. Here's another instance of it. The stock becomes very volatile right here. First on the fall, which begins the signal as it crosses up through 26.5 to 27. And then the bulge is complete when it crosses back down through 26.5. And at that particular moment, we had a double crossover with the PPO crossing up again through its signal line and its histogram from negative up through 0 into positive territory. And the stock runs hard. Okay. Then there's a whole lot of volatility in this area as it gets real choppy. This is actually a bullish flag pattern. Okay, it's a bull flag with lower highs, lower lows. And then right here on really extreme volatility, Mass Index breaks up above 26.5 to 27 and then drops down through it, which gives the signal here on the PPO. PPO is below 0. It crosses up through the signal line and up through 0 at the exact same time, and the stock runs. It breaks above the trend line here drawn at the top. This is a line of resistance, and when it breaks above it right here, a lot of green days of volume as it breaks out into blue sky territory above all levels of resistance. So in 3 instances here, mass index gave 3 good signals, and they were all buy signals according to the PPO. Now let's talk about tweaking the horizontal line. Dorsey recommended that the horizontal line that gives the signals be placed at 26.5, but a lot of stocks will never reach that high. So he recommends lowering it to 26, but in this case I lowered it to 25.5, which gave 3 bulges, one here, the peak of the other bulges here, and the third bulges here. Let's talk about this first one. Mass index was below 25.5, then crossed up through it, and then immediately back down through it. PPO said at that time it was a buy. The price action was forming a bullish cup and handle chart pattern that broke above neckline resistance right there on huge volume, but a number of reversal candlesticks turned up right here and the stock fell. Okay, right here is the beginning of the second bulge, by crossing up through 25.5, and then it finishes right here by crossing down through 25.5. At the time, the PPO was saying it's down, it's bearish. The chart breaks down on a bearish head and shoulders chart pattern with the head right here, the left shoulder here, and the right shoulder in this area. And when it breaks below neckline support here and here, on this day right here, it falls hard. Then the beginning of the third bulge happens when mass index crosses back up through 25.5, and the cycle is complete when it crosses back down through it. And at that point, the PPO is giving a buy signal by being below zero, crossing up through the signal line and up through the zero line at the same time. The histogram, the blue bars, go positive above zero at the same time, and the stock runs. So this little bulge right here was signaling a reversal of the downtrend when the PPO started turning back up to give the buy signal. Okay, again, there's a little cup and handle right here. And when it started breaking above all of this resistance, huge volume came in. The stock broke out above the top of the head here on the head and shoulder chart pattern. This is the last area of resistance, and it breaks out above it on huge volume. Exactly what you want to see here. Now let's take a look at the signals mass index has given on this chart for LCC. Okay, first of all, I've got the setting on the horizontal line again at 25.5 because it is giving many more signals that it wouldn't at 26 or 26.5. Okay, each stock has its own historical levels for mass index, so adjust accordingly to get the good signals on each one. Okay, right here, mass index crosses up through 25.5 and then down through it. PPO says it's a buy at that time. The trend is up nicely. And the stock does go up a little. It tries, it struggles, forms a bearish head and shoulders with the head there, the left shoulder here, right shoulder here. It breaks down through neckline support in this area and falls. Okay. So here is your next. This bulge right here finished off right here. It began right here and ended right here, and PPO said down. The histogram was down, PPO was down. Okay. The next signal comes here. Mass index drops below 25.5 and then rises above it. That's the beginning of the cycle or the bulge. The top of the bulge is here. The end of the cycle or the finish where the signal should come is right here. And at the exact same moment, PPO is well below zero. It's below the signal line. It crosses up through the signal line and then up through zero. The histogram, the blue bars go from negative crossing up through zero into positive territory. So as this bulge ended right here, PPO was giving a buy signal, and the stock ran from about $15 to $17. Your next signal comes here, where mass index rises above 25.5, immediately crosses down through it, and the PPO is also saying buy. The histogram is in a serious uptrend. PPO turns up right here and crosses up through the signal line just as the signal or the bulge finishes forming and the stock breaks out above all of this resistance right about here. Volume's not really impressive here, but 10 million a day, that's still pretty good.